Agnew and Sikierski. Agnew.
Thank you, Chairman. Ever since I was elected in 2009, I was told, it's different now, Mr Agnew. The MEPs have got co-decision. They're really important players. Yet we sit here today, our first meeting with the new Cypriot President of the Agriculture Council, and I think I can count 8 MEPs in this room. And yet, look at the representation from the Commission and the Council. I am very surprised. I know they may be fiddling around with amendments, but they could have been doing that between voting and our break. So even the Greens aren't here, and I think this is the very first time at any sort of important event I have not seen any of the Greens here. Now, please don't take my next comment personally, Mr Aletraris, sir, and you've heard me say it before, but you know I have serious reservations about such a very, very small country tucked into the corner of the Mediterranean Sea being given the responsibility for steering agricultural reform over 27 countries of the European Union. Cyprus, I don't think, experiences severe frosts or blizzards. I think it's in a difficult position to really take this forward. However, that's a challenge. You can prove me wrong. But as Mairead McGuinness said, there's another challenge. This whole thing has slipped behind. The Danes had a full 6 months because we don't get a level playing field, do we? As far as presidencies go, the people who get the first half get 6 months, and those who get the second half basically get 3.5 months. The Danes fell behind in their 6. You've effectively got to work at triple speed to get things going. It's another challenge for you. I want to mention mainly the problems with the greening proposals. As you know, they fall into 3 sections: in environmentally focused areas, crop diversity, and permanent pasture. Although I'm on record as speaking on a video to the Commissioner on this subject, and he responded, it doesn't appear to have filtered through into writing anywhere. And that was that I suggested to him that environmental schemes should be counted as part of environmentally focused areas. And he agreed on a video, but people are saying to me, all right, Stuart, all right, but we haven't seen this in writing. I would like to see it in writing. On these EFAs, we're running into reality. The reality is that commodity prices are going up very rapidly, and that the European Union's reaction to that would appear to be, let's take land out of agricultural production, which is crazy. Now, my colleague here, Mr Kapoulas Santos, has come up with some sort of a compromise, which sometimes you have to take the least bad option. And he has said, why can't protein crops, which are very short supply in the European Union, be planted on these areas and count as EFAs? It's not a bad idea, but I wonder how the World Trade Organization are going to react to it, because we're into interesting waters here. These farmers, as I'm a farmer, we're not being bribed to growing proteins, we're not being subsidized, we're actually being blackmailed into them. They're the only things we can grow on this land. So we are into uncharted waters here with this word blackmail, as I see it. On the crop diversity, this is going to cause really big problems in Britain, and it's going to be so counterproductive. We're told that if you have any holding over 8 acres, which you cultivate, you must have 3 crops growing on it in the same year. We think that is absolutely mad, both on the small arable farms who have their work done for them by neighbouring contractors who want to come in and do all wheat one year, all barley the next, and all rape the following. You still get your kaleidoscope of colour and diversity around about the country, but you do save an awful lot of time, and it is much more efficient to do it like that. On the permanent pasture issue here, what are people in Britain doing? They're saying, we don't want to be banned from ploughing up the permanent grass. We want the flexibility. We better plough it up now. So we're seeing people out ploughing up grass that they perhaps wouldn't have done. I hope you can have a really good look at all these 3 things, because they're not delivering the result that they're supposed to. I just want to support my colleague Mairead McGuinness, who's from Ireland, on sheep tagging. Britain and Ireland between them have half the sheep in Europe, and this is hitting us very hard indeed. It just isn't working. Thank you very much.
a number of members made mention of the role of the European Parliament post the Lisbon Treaty. Now, under no circumstances, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, do we take the view that the role of the European Parliament is cosmetic. The Parliament has a very important role to play. We fully espouse and accept the rationale of co-decision with the powers which are vested in the Parliament under that heading. We are fully aware that decisions are now taken and taken into account. And we fully accept the function of the European Parliament in the process of co-decision. Now, on the question of the greening of the CAP, the Danish presidency dedicated a lot of time to the deliberations on greening, and the European Parliament has put forward a number of preliminary proposals. As Cyprus Presidency, we recognise the significance, the importance of the subject, and it's perfectly possible that this will be linked to budgetary issues, and we know, I think everyone, what this involves. Our intention at the appropriate point in time is to return to this subject, and we will not hesitate to bring forward new ideas and new fresh proposals which have regard, of course, to the position of the European Parliament and its positions. At the same time, I wish to highlight the fact that the Commission, with the May proposals, has demonstrated a spirit of conciliation and responsiveness. And I have no doubt, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, that with a bit of a spirit of cooperation all round, we'll be able to get a result there. Turning to the questions by Mr. Agnew, I think that, well, I'd like to address your question. Of course, I accept Cyprus is a very small state. It has limited resources, and it is shouldering a major responsibility. However, Mr. Agnew, we believe that with a business-like approach, with a sense of responsibility, and with our determination, we believe that we'll be able to rise to those difficult challenges.
Wrong. Thank you.
Bene.